Alright guys, we are here one more time, and probably a lot more times, but whatever. Let's press N to get rid of this window. N, of course. By the way, I told you about control space. Control space is maximizing your current view. So what do you say current view? This is only one view. Yes, we have one viewport now, but we can have multiple viewports. Let me show you. In the beginning, I was super, I didn't want to do this viewports because it's a little bit complex. I mean, it's in the beginning, but you have to put your mouse up here in the end corner of this viewport here. Just, you see, and when it becomes like crosshair like this, then you just you can move it down, you can click and move down, and then you separate it into like this. If you click and move it left, you will separate like this. So in each viewport you can do something. For example, this, let me see if I can change it to edit mode here. Yeah, it changed the mode in all the viewports, but you can look at it like this. Here in this viewport, I think in one of the viewports we can have the render window, so we can see it like it's rendered. We can see the wireframe, we can see the back, the front, or perspective view, whatever on one of the viewports. So it's kind of useful sometimes. I don't use it too much. But how to close it? There are two ways to go back. So if I want this to be maximized, I control tab and then control tab again. Easy. Or this one, control tab, or this one, control tab. Easy. But if I want to close them, I have to go again to the end and just drag. And here also drag up. Or there is another way. This is the easiest way in my opinion. Another way is to just put your mouse in the middle. You can move this, but then you press right mouse button and then join areas. And then the area that's brighter will be dominating the other. The other one will disappear. So the dimmer area, the darker area will disappear. In this case, I want this one to disappear here. So I move my mouse there and just press the left mouse button and it's okay. Yeah, this was the lyrical, detour a little bit. So we haven't made the best of this switcher or whatever. We didn't make the best of this cloth, but this is the base of the cloth, and the base is the most important. If you make a good base, then you can make the cloth look nice. For example, let me show you. Now, if I want to make thickness of this, I will add solidify modifier. Remember this because there are few modifiers that you will use: mirror, solidify, subdivision surface, multi-resolution sometimes, and shrink wrap. The others are optional and we will not use them that much. So just one: mirror, solidify, subdivision surface 3, shrink wrap 4, and multi-resolution 5. So 5 modifiers out of maybe 50. I'm not sure how much are they, but they are a lot. But we will use just 5. So for now we just press solidify, and what solidify does is making thickness of our mesh. And we have thickness now, which is great. It's a little thickness, it's not too much, so yeah. But we can increase it or decrease it or make it outside or inside. It doesn't matter. For our cartoon character, we need a little bit more thickness, I think. So I will increase it just a little bit. So now the thickness is okay. Now I will add another modifier, which is the subdivision surface, to smooth it out. And then I will increase my levels in the viewport, in the render. I will increase them until I get something like this. And now, by the way, those modifiers are here. We can disable them by pressing this monitor, computer monitor window here, or icon. And here also, we can disable the other one. We notice that there is something wrong in here. I'm not sure exactly, but some of those edges are completely and super sharp, which we don't exactly want. So let's press tab, and then with 2, they are sharp because there's I will go to a polygon, and you see there is a problem in here. There is a little issue. We have something, but I will select those two vertices here and then press M. When you press M, it will merge. It's for merging. You can of course press right click and then go to merge vertices, which is M. You can see it here, it's M. And you can merge them at center. In this case it will be good, but it doesn't merge them. I don't know why. Let's press del on the numpad, or the dot on the numpad, and you see we have here one polygon which we don't want. And this polygon I will select in polygon mode, so I press 3 and then I select it, and then I press X and delete faces. And now I will move this just to see if it's one vertex. It is one, so now it should work a little bit better. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, now, by the way, not many people know that, but now we can have our borders of this. We have subdivision here, but in the solidify modifier, if we go to edge data, here we have normals, materials, edge data, thickness, whatever. We go to edge data and we increase this to 0.5 and this to 0.5. You see what happens? Now our rim, our border is much better looking. It's not soft. So great, it's fine. I like it. I don't know if you like it, but I like it. I like it a lot. So the next thing I want to do, I'll go to sculpt mode by just Control Tab and down, sculpt mode, and then in the sculpt mode with the grab tool, I can work on it and also see the results of my modifiers. They are there, the modifiers are there, and we can work on it and we can see how it will look when we actually subdivide it, because this subdivision modifier, it doesn't subdivide it really. It just shows how it will look when subdivided, which is great, and it's good for the beginning of the sculpt when we are still in researching stage of our mesh. If we turn on wireframe, you will see that the wireframe is kind of big. They are big polygons, and those polygons are curved, which is impossible. They cannot be curved polygons. That's why we know, that's how we know that this is with some kind of a modifier or subdivision modifier in this case. Okay, now the modifiers are pretty nice and you will use them a lot, so you better kind of learn them. But we will do them a little bit in this course and I will tell you again about them, so it's not a problem. I will go to edit mode, by the way, because I see we have to, I told you already, we have to learn how to change between edit mode and sculpt mode and object mode. Those are the three main modes that you will work constantly on. So now I want to get only this. I'll go to my edges and then with 2, you see, I press 2 and I went to my edges, and now I want to scale them inward with S, because S is scale. So I press S and then I move the mouse and I scale them a little bit, and then I can move them up by pressing G and just move them up a little bit, and now I think this is fine. Of course I can add another one, or I can sharpen this one. It's selected now, so Shift E, and then move to sharpen. Just move somewhere, and in the top left corner you will see around 0.3 will be fine, I think, or 0.4, but not much. I mean, don't sharpen it too much. Also we can sharpen this one too. Yes, Shift E and then sharpen it. You see how this is starting to look like a nice sweater. So this is the way you do it. Alright, we can go and, you know, with tab, we go out the tab here. We go out of edit mode and into sculpt mode, because we were in the sculpt mode before we pressed tab for the first time. Not for the first time. Hopefully not. What I will show you now, yeah, this is fine. Let's remove the wireframe. We don't need it now. Okay. The wireframe is just the view of the wires. It's not something that you remove or output, you just turn it on and off. So yeah. And now I will go to the head. I want this head to be retopologized because I want cleaner topology to put my details and to make it smoother. Because if I now try to add subdivisions and make it smoother, let's see what happens. So we go to the head, we add a modifier, subdivision surface, and yeah, it's starting to get smoother. I will add one more subdivision even, but at some points there, you see, you cannot smooth it that much. I mean, this is the smooth you can get, which means the geometry or the topology below is bad. It's not good. So we need to fix it. How to fix it? How to fix it? Nobody knows. But we will fix it. Let's name this head, because we have the name here. It's head. Okay. This is our head. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Now we go to object mode. So Control Tab, object mode, left. Control Tab left is object mode. And then we have to create a plane. We will start, every retopology you have to start from one plane. It's just normal. This is the manual retopology. We start from one plane. So what do? I Shift A. You see the Shift A here? Shift A here. To add a mesh, I will add a plane. So mesh, plane. And now this is a plane, right? Very good. Now, what do we do with this plane? We go to Tab, and then we scale it down. We don't need it to be that big, so I scale it down. If we want to see it, we can press Alt-Z to turn on the X-ray mode. So we are like superheroes now. We can see through objects, which is great. I will scale it down a little bit more. I will move it with this. I will move it with this. And basically, I need to move it around the front of the face so I can start retopologizing. I can start kind of sticking polygons onto the surface. And you see, this is a great process. I mean, I don't dislike it. It's very good. It's very nice when you kind of get used to it. But it's very slow. And you will see. There will be few videos of us retopologizing only the head. Before you retopologize, make sure you have all the main forms correctly put on. So now we have the nose, we have the overall place here, the mouth, and everything is kind of there. So we can retopologize. Now, I put it here. So you see how much time it took me to put this plane in here. A lot of time. So I will delete it. I will go Tab and then X and delete. So how to put an object, Alt-Z, to get out of X-ray mode. How to put an object where we want it to be. Not, I mean, for example, I want it to appear here in the nose. The plane, for example. I will press Shift right mouse button. And with the Shift right mouse button, you will get your 3D pivot on the area you want. So I can put it whatever. And you know that in this place, this 3D cursor, it's called 3D cursor. This 3D cursor is where everything appears when we add it to the scene. So it will appear, for example, here, this plane. So Shift A, Mesh, Plane, and it is appearing here. Of course, we have to turn it. I will press Tab immediately, and I will turn, scale, and it's already here. So I don't have to search for it or something. I can press Shift C, and the 3D cursor will be back into its original position, but our plane will stay here because it's already here. So yeah, I don't know why, but it's here, so it's here. Now, the other thing we might want to do is, while in edit mode, I want to make it a little bit smaller. Okay, then I will add a material to it so I can see it better. What kind of material we can add? Let's see. I will add new material. I will change the color to orange and nothing happens. Let's try with material. It's okay, but we have to change another color. Down, down, down. Viewport display here, this color. Yes. And I will change it to some kind of a bright orange. I think it will be fine. Yeah, I like the orange color. So to add a material, you go to this, the last tab here, material properties, and then you just press here to add a material, or you can press here to add another material to this object. It's I don't advise you to press here, add material slot, because it will add material slot in the same object, but another material to the same object, which we don't want. Basically, we want to have another material here. You can change it to this one through this icon here. You can change it, but we want this one. If we want to put new one, for example, for the eyes, we don't have material. So I will go to the eyes. Come on. Okay, I will select this one because the other, okay, this one, yeah. And just press new, add a new material, or select from the list one. And if something is new in your scene, it doesn't have any material. And you can either select of your scene materials that you have in your scene, or add another one. And here we can change the specular, you can change the roughness of the material, but we don't need to do that now. It's by default. So let's start with retopologizing. How to do it? First, we need to turn on this here, which is snap. I will turn it on, the snap. There's kind of a magnet here in the top, snap. And then I will go to the menu of the snap, and then we have to go to face. To snap to the faces, right? Because we need to snap to the face, not vertices, not to the faces, okay. And then we need to check backface culling, check align rotation to target, check project individual elements, and check move, rotate, and scale. Check almost everything here, okay? And we are ready to begin. Now, if I go to edit mode and my snap is turned on, and I go to my vertex mode, and G move this, you will see it will snap to the underlying geometry. Of course, in this case, it will snap also to the eyes. I don't want it to snap to the eyes, so I will just disable the eyes. Let's see. Yeah, it still snaps on, no, it's not snapping on the eyes, so it's fine. So now I don't see it that much. So we can turn on what was this? X-ray mode. With Alt Z, Alt Z, Alt Z, yeah, Alt Z, Alt Z, 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 anyone? Okay, you know it. Okay, we will change this to this, and we can start retopologizing. But first, I need what I need. I need I need the mirror modifier. Of course, it will be good to have mirror. All right, the mirror modifier is bad. That's why I will delete it, because it's not doing the right job. And I will go back to object mode, Control A, to apply all transforms, and hopefully in this, did you notice what happened? This here, the little dot, little orange dot here, is the center of the object, the origin of the object. And if I send the origin to the 3D cursor, the origin will go to the 3D cursor. And now, when I put the mirror modifier, it will mirror to the origin. If the origin is here, add a mirror modifier, and the mirror will appear according to the origin. If I go right mouse button and origin to geometry, it will go to the center of geometry, and then the mirror modifier will do this, because it will be the center. Of course, we can always go to the mirror modifier and select the head, and it will mirror it according to the origin of the head. But I don't want that. I will just right click, set origin to the 3D cursor, since the 3D cursor is already in its place. It was here before, but now it's here, so it's fine. And we can start working. Press tab to go to edit mode. And you see a lot of preparation just for one thing, and this quad remesh is doing it. Of course, if you want your poly count low, but if you want your every poly to be in the right position, you have to do it manually, of course, yes. It's inevitable. But for most parts, for the purpose that we need it now, we need to use it with this, the quad remesh. It will be good for us. But since I know many of you don't have the money, many of you are going into Blender because it's free and it's absolutely capable. I'm not telling anyone, but this will save you a lot of time, this add-on. If you don't want to do it, let's dive into how to do it. So turn on the snap, turn on face, and then turn on all those things with move, rotate, scale, and project order. All these things have to be turned on, and then you can start just moving. I will get away this. So I want to move with G. I want to extrude with E. And here I want to turn on clipping, because it will be easier for me. Clipping will snap them in the middle, so it's fine. And now I will go and start selecting edges, and with E I'll extrude them. So I go to the edge and I press E and I extrude it. I go E and extrude it. And when I want to move something, I can rotate with R the edges, or I can do something else, but extruding in the beginning will be a great thing. R to just fix this because it was a little bit curvy here. And for example, we can go like this, and around the eyes we want to have a good loop, so I will try to achieve that. G. So sometimes I go to with 1 I go to vertex mode, and then with 2, if I want to connect them, I'll select this one and this one with shift, and then press F to connect them. It's fine. And here also press F, and here also press F. Yeah, I have a triangle which is not exactly super nice, but sometimes we need it. So E, R, E, move, and then R. Like this, R to rotate, E to move, R, and they're close together, so you can press one finger to E and one finger to R and do this. E, R, E, R, E, R. If somebody is listening to me, it will say, what is this guy doing? Is he okay? E, R, E, R. He's going to the ER, which is emergency room in English. Who knows? Now I select those two and press F to connect them. F, by the way, if it don't... Oh, I did a bad thing. I think I pressed F again, which is not good. Because if you have this kind of angle and you go to the middle vertex, to the vertex which is the angle, and press F, you can make polygons, which is great, but I did it without the intention. And I would have to also say about this, of course, but whatever. So now I can select this loop, press S, oops, press, no, Control Z, Control Z, come on, Control Z, okay. Now press E to extrude, and I'm moving just my mouse now, and then press S to scale, and just scale it down. In this case it will work, ES, because it's just that kind of loop, but it's okay. So I will continue in the next video, because this video, I don't want the videos to be more than 25 minutes, and this is 23 already, so let's continue in the next video with this hideous process of retopologizing. It's kind of relaxing, because you're doing one and the same thing, and when you get used to it, and you have to get used to it if you don't want to buy this, this plugin or add-on, Quad Remesher, or at least try it, since it's free for the first month, which is great. And by the way, I don't know, maybe you can register with one mail and download it, and then when the month finished, to register with one more mail and to test it one more month, just to see for 2 months that you need it. And then, but you have to practice a lot. I mean, if you don't work with Blender, if you don't practice, if you don't do at least one character every 3 days, for example, you will not get good with Blender. You will not get used to the program. You will not get comfortable inside the program, and eventually you will just ditch it. Which I don't recommend, ditching Blender. Blender is the best, so don't ditch it. It's fine. Okay, now let's see you in the next video.